today is the day of collaboration. No matter how big your organization is, even at the caliber of Cambridge University, they still look forward to collaborating to organizations around the world and even to individuals around the world. And today, in my last research, I just realized that actually Cambridge University is now offering to collaborate with individuals who are very creative, teachers who are creative, they've got experience in using Cambridge curriculum, Cambridge materials. So they look forward to collaborating with individuals in order to support them. And you can imagine Cambridge University is such a big university. It's one of the most famous university in the world. And it's very, it's like I think, top 2 of the worldwide universities. So I think it's amazing that at that caliber that they are actually still willing to collaborate, so that's why the 3 T's, the 3 C's, and 3 E's, they are actually I think it's like a global trend today. But in our academy, we make it as our basic principle, we make it as our global vision and global mission. Okay, what are the 3 T's? Okay, let's start with the 3 T's. Okay, 3 T's stand for teaching, training, and traveling. Once again, 3 T's stand for teaching, training, and traveling. All right? Okay. And the 3 C's, they stand for connect, communicate, and collaborate. Okay, the 3 C's stand for connect, communicate, and collaborate. All right, and the last is 3 E's. The 3 E's stand for global, the global 3 E's. Okay, E's stand for education, enhancement, and equity. Okay, once again, education, enhancement, and equity. So, what is so interesting about all these? I don't know. Can Dr. Imran, can people interact if I ask them a question? Can they reply by typing? Sorry, sir, I cannot hear you.
You are on mute mode.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Madam Fazana, if I ask question to the participants, can they respond by typing? So I can make it more interactive?
No, you can, they can, I will unmute. They just raise their hand and I will unmute them.
Yes.
Okay, or maybe they can just type. Is it possible for them to type while?
Yes, both option is available. If they want to type, the chat option is also there. If they want to ask, because we are like a family, they can ask. We unmuted just to avoid the dissertation. It doesn't mean that we are not allowing anyone to speak.
Okay, great. Okay, give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, so then I think we can make it a little bit more interactive here then. So, wait a minute, sir. Okay, so let's start. I think I would like everybody to type in if they can respond to my question. So my question is, do you like teaching, training, and traveling? Can everybody respond by typing? Do you like teaching? Okay, good. Thank you, Zahra Naqvi. Thank you. Carmen, yes, excellent. Thank you, Carmen. Do we have anyone else? Okay. So hopefully we get more people responding later. We got Samia. Excellent. Thank you, Samia. So it seems like everybody basically will answer yes, right? Because
Sir, Abi, you are lucky. Your students are very obedient.
That's amazing. They're responding, right? I love having a very good student. I always enjoy having a class with great students like this. I think we can do this until tomorrow morning, until 10 hours. Okay. All right. So this is amazing. So those three questions are basically the very basic thing that why we want to do this together with all of you, with everyone. So if you love teaching, if you love training, and you love traveling, then you are already on the right path. You're already on the right team. You're already on the right community. Because I believe the community that we have now, the community that we have in both in OPEP International, overseas Pakistani educationist platform, as well as at the Global Academy International Network, we are all, I believe, all of us love teaching. I believe all of us love training, and I believe all of us love traveling. Okay? If you don't love traveling, that's fine. Okay? If you don't enjoy traveling, that's fine. Wow, I'm seeing someone walking around. Are you okay, man?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, all good, yeah. All right. So yes, that's the first thing. So I'm so happy that all of us have the same enthusiasm in teaching, training, and traveling. Now the second question: do you enjoy connecting with people?
Yes.
Can you reply by typing, please?
Yeah. Yes.
So
Do you
sorry for the
enjoy
interruption.
connecting with people?
Hello.
Okay, good. Let's traders, thank you. Come on, traveling. Oh, you love most. Okay, me too. Okay, that's good. Yes. Yes. So everybody, all right. Now, do you enjoy connecting with people? Connecting with people from different countries, connecting with people from different parts of the world, connecting with people even around your own countries. Do you enjoy connecting with people? Can you type? Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Carmen, thank you. Light spreaders, thank you, Samila. Excellent. Very good. Now, my question is, after you connect with people, what do you do? Do you just connect for the sake of connection, or do you, for example, you just contact these people, or do you do something further with them? I mean, my next question would be the second part of the C. Excellent, very good. So yes, so it means that if you already connect, and then you already communicate, and you already collaborate, then basically that is what we are going to do as well in our community here, and what we're going to develop together. All the people that we have within our network, and the team members and the global leaders, that's what we're going to do. Because by doing these 3 T's and 3 C's, we are going to build a better global education enhancement. We're going to make our global education become more enhanced, as well as we are going to have more equity in our global education. Why we care about global education enhancement? Because today, when I travel to different countries, I usually see a very huge school that has a lot of students, and very good education. But I also still some schools who don't really have like a proper building. They don't really have a proper what do you call that, chairs in the class. They don't really have even a proper classroom, and they're still struggling. But one thing that I always pay attention, they may not have the great infrastructure, but one thing that I learned, they have great teachers. They have great teachers, they have great educators in the school. And that's something that we would like to see how we can actually work together with, because we want to work together with the educators in different parts of the world. lucky for those who have the opportunities to join a lot of great CPDs, continuous professional development programs. That's great because they probably their school sponsor them. They can travel around the world. Well, because they have the opportunity to join the CPD program, they continuous professional development program, and they are applying what they've got from the CPD into their classrooms. Okay, and one thing that we can consider, what are the parameters that we consider? Well, the parameters is very simple. When we are going to see how we can see a great educator that work. Number one, their orientation is for their learners. Okay, when they are doing their work, they focus on their learners. That's number one, because why? The learners are actually their subject, not their object. Okay, it's something that they want to build in terms of learning. They want to build the sense of taking charge for their learners. If the educator, the teacher, the lecturer, the professor can make the learners take charge of their own learning, that's a sign of a great educator. That's a sign of a great teacher. But if the students are so much dependent on the teacher, they don't do things when the teachers don't give them instruction. So there is something there, okay? There is something that is lacking. So when you are trying to build this, so the students are having leadership of their own learning, then that will help a lot the process of learning. Okay? And however, in order to be able to do this, the educator, the teacher, the lecturer, the professor, they cannot push these people. I mean, they cannot push their students. They cannot push their learners. They need to make their learners become motivated in learning, in joining the class, in learning throughout the learning process. And that is an art. I mean, it's not easy. That's why when the students are very active in the class, when our learners are very participative in our class, it's already a sign that the teacher or the educator in that class is a great teacher. Okay? Educate, teacher inspired. Okay, so that's how you make your students getting inspired. That's how you make your students take charge of their own learning. But it's not an easy thing to do, because when the students are not taking part, when they are very independent, they are waiting for instructions, they're waiting for the teachers or for the trainers or for the lecturer to tell them to do things, then basically they are not taking charge of their own learning. Then there is something missing there. Okay, so that is something that we want to see how we can actually build together as an educator. Okay, so one thing that we are very sure about how we can we can see the development, the process there. Okay, Shamila, sorry, I saw your question when I visited. Can I see that question again?
Not now, sir.
When you visit a school, can I speak?
Yes, sir. First of all, you should introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. I'm Sharmila. So I'm based in India. So right now I'm talking from Andhra Pradesh, which is a state in India.
Okay.
So I'm a skill enhancer and education coach. I deal with the 5 districts here. So I used to work for Exceed Education. So I train teachers towards good implementation of that, and then I go to schools in different parts of India and train teachers according to the need of the school.
Welcome, Sharmila, in the session. You can proceed now, please.
Thank you so much. So my doubt is, like, when you visit a school, the school gives you only ample time to train the teachers, right? So when you visit a school, you would probably find various struggling areas in each and every one. It's not like probably when you say not in cities and metro cities, but when you go to different places, how do you make sure that you cover each and every topic in one session?
Okay, so so you're asking about how to deal with different kind of students problem. Is that right? In one class, is that your question?
Yes, yes, because it varies. The training varies from country to country, and it's not only from country to country. It also differs from places in a country. You know, the states too. So
Okay,
how do you make
okay,
sure? Because we give only one mode of training or something. You know, as per my knowledge, anyone who gives trainings and all, they'll have a structured pattern to train teachers, right? So how do you make sure that it is applicable in each and every area you go there? You know, it should not be that one time training and then forgetting the next time.
okay. So okay, let me answer, or let me respond to your first question first, which is how to deal with different kind of problems in a class when you are dealing with different kind of students problem. Okay, is that your first question?
Pardon?
Okay, let me deal with your first question. Your first question was how to deal with different kind of students problem in a class, in a
Yes,
heterogeneous class.
yes,
Yes. Okay. Can I respond to that first,
yes,
Sharmila?
yes, yes, please.
Okay. All right. So, okay, first thing, I've never seen any homogeneous class, to be honest. I've been visiting so many different classes in Asia, in Australia, in Morocco, in Africa. So I've seen in wherever I go, I never see one class that they have all like one typical problems. There are always more than one problem that the teacher will face in every class. So the question now is, how can we deal with those problems? Okay, well then we need to identify first what kind of problems that the teachers are facing. Okay, number one, if it could be a disciplinary problems when the students are difficult to manage, when the students are not following your instructions, when the students are not so what do you call not so disciplined, they are coming late, they're bothering their friends. So maybe that's more about learning discipline. Okay, the second problems, academic problems. When we talk about academic problems, maybe the students don't keep up with the lesson that you're teaching, or they cannot understand what you're delivering when you're teaching your lesson. So that could be a part of the academic problem. And the third problem could be more like a personal problem. When I say the personal problem, maybe they have a problem at home with their parents and so on. So I believe when we come to see these kind of problems, then we need to find a way to deal with each of these problems in an appropriate way. Okay? When we talk about discipline, then I would say we don't deal with discipline problems in the classroom, because when you deal with discipline problems in the classroom, it will take a lot of time and bother the whole class. When I face a disciplinary problems, it means students are late and they're coming or they're bothering their friends. I would take that student after I finish my class. I would have a special session with the student. Okay. Yes, it takes extra time for me to deal with these kind of problems, because if I deal with them right in the class, then it becomes bigger problem. So usually I isolate the problem during my session and I keep going, and usually I will try to find a way how to keep this student be more focused by giving them some special activity from me so they can keep up. But if we look at problems about discipline, I don't know if you agree with me. Do you think that the students are making problems because they want to make problems, or because maybe they are looking for attention? Can you respond by typing, please? When students make problems, why do you think they make problems?
You are asking, yes, please. Ma'am Farzana,
sometimes they need attention. Sometimes they don't willing to learn because they don't understand the way of the teacher. Therefore, they create.
Agreed. Yes. So sometimes students make problems because they look for attention. Okay. And the second, yes, Sharmila?
Yeah. Even teachers fail to grab the attention of students. Because students might come from different backgrounds and teacher is from other background, so maybe the connection doesn't match.
Yes, could be. So maybe the teacher doesn't really know the background of the students. So there is like a different frequency between the teacher and the students. I don't know if you normally have like students profile before you teach your students. And I think that's something that we normally have when I'm going to teach. I usually look at my students' profile first, so I know what kind of background my students have. Okay, so that's something that probably we need to. Like I said earlier, when it's a disciplinary problem, I usually take it out of our class. I deal with it after the class. But when it's academic problem, there are two things that I can do. If it's academic during the learning, then I can deal with them on the spot. I can deal with them by dealing with them during the class. I have several strategies with that. I usually have my teacher assistants. When I say teacher assistant, it's not someone else paid by the school, but they are some of my students that I chose every week to become my teacher assistant. So, and they're usually prepared by me. We discuss together of what we will do in my class. So the teacher assistant can help me when I see some students are struggling with my class. And if I see something bigger about the academic problems, for example, that the students are having difficulty in understanding bigger part of my lesson, then usually I will ask to meet the students with my teacher assistant after the class. So I make like a special group support team, like a special group discussion for these kind of students who are struggling in my class. So, but thank you, Sarmila, but I'm trying to go back to our topic, which is about teaching, training, and traveling in order to connect, communicate, and collaborate among teachers, this is a part of it. This is one of the benefits of collaborating, connecting, and communicating. So we can share problems, we can share ideas, we can actually get some suggestions from there. But let me throw the questions to you again. So when you do teaching or when you do training, okay, let me ask first, do we have a teacher trainer here? You're welcome. Thank you, Sharmila.
We have so many. Alhamdulillah.
Excellent. All right. Can I? May I know who has been doing some teacher training?
We recently have Arwa Iftikhar recently joined us from Saudi Arabia. She's a lecturer in Jizan University, Saudi Arabia. I think I can see her. And Zahra Nakwi already she's with us and she's master trainer. So if you Zahra Nakwi or Arwa, you can speak a few words.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay.
Please go ahead.
Please, Zahra.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I'm from Jizan University in Saudi Arabia. How's everybody?
We're great. Thank you, Zahra.
Yeah, you were asking about a teachers training something. I'm teaching in a teachers training college actually here in Saudi Arabia for the girls.
Excellent.
And I'm a teacher's trainer from a decade plus. I have my degree from Cambridge University in teachers training in life skills and social skills also. I have been working with different organizations. I'm part of British Council at the moment. Also, I have recently joined an international organization, which is Cambridge and IB in Doha, Qatar, as a senior training manager.
Great, excellent. Wow, so glad to meet you, Zahra.
Same here.
So yes, and trying to respond to the questions that I gave earlier. So when you're doing teacher training, what kind of sorry? Okay, when you're doing teacher training, what kind of problems that you mostly face when you are delivering your training? Is it that your trainees are not coming with the right background or coming from the right background, or would you like to share, please? What kind of problems that you face when you're doing your teacher training?
Either who's
Zahra.
taking lead, or shall I?
Zahra, next you can.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, most of the time, Mr. Eddie, that what I have faced during my training sessions, that the trainees we do have, they are from different diverse backgrounds. As I have been giving trainings, delivering trainings in public and private sectors, both from British Council and from the state, obviously from state schools. Different diverse background means, as we all know, that we do have different audience in the classroom, so we do deal with different type of mentalities in the training sessions also. So to bring them to a certain level where we can make the training easy for them, so they could all understand and interact with each other, that is the basic issue and basic reason of most of the people who do not interact much. Because yes, this is what you have already said, and I would endorse that, the different backgrounds and not having the multiple interaction with other than, they don't have the ability to think out of the boxes, unfortunately. So when they've been told, they've been pushed, they've been asked to think and share their sharings, to think out of the box, to talk about it, or to collaborate. So the basic reason is that they are lacking in two things, which is communication and collaboration. And to be very honest, when you do not communicate, you are unable to collaborate. And when you do not communicate and collaborate, the critical thinking and creativity does not help you to understand or see that what the trainer is delivering. So what I have faced, not from the same background, not having diverse interaction, not having the knowledge enough that what they are doing, or some of the times that what I face, I'll be talking about my sector, my education system in Pakistan. People at times are being sent in the training sessions that is not relevant to them. That's the biggest issue. We use one term in English language. We use one terminology in English language is lexical resource. So when you talk about something lexical, when you talk about specific thing, when you talk about specialities, people who are not from the same background and they're not even going to practice it going back to the classrooms, then this is absolutely insane to send them to a training session which is just to fill the gap. So we are here to scaffold the immediate gaps between the teacher and the students, between the learner and the teacher, but not the gaps only to fill the spaces or fill the places. This is the issue that I have faced.
I agree, and to be honest, I actually face the same problems. Okay, but one thing that I always believe, that's why the very first thing that I always need before I do my training, students profile.
Yeah,
trainees profile. That's very important for me. That's why I always ask my administrator to give me all the students' profile, all the students' background. That's why you always ask them to send their initial background about language. If they are teacher trainees, I always ask them their initial background about teaching experience, or if they've got any, even though either it is English or non-English teaching experience, because mostly I've been training teachers who are actually not not coming from English language teaching background, but they've been teaching, so I think yes, that's very important to know. And they want to jump into the English language teaching because now the market share is a lot bigger, for the job opportunity there, right? So that's why I always emphasize on number one, as a trainer, I really need to know the profile of my students. And the second thing that I need to find out as well, when I deal with teacher training, that's why I always want to start the 3 C's since the beginning of the first day. So the connect, the communicate, and the collaborate, the three things that I always try to build at the very beginning. How do I connect them? Interaction.
Exactly.
Student interaction, train interaction. So we start from there. And after that, communicate. They really have to start sharing their ideas, or at least starting by sharing their backgrounds. And I always love to challenge my trainees, challenge my students to tell their friends something that they are not very comfortable with. So talking about something comfortable is easy. I always look at my trainees' level of what do you call that, confidence as well. If they are very confident enough, I can go straight with the I can go straight with the difficult part. But if I look at their confidence not there yet, I usually start with something easy for them, which is something that they like. Because when they enjoy saying something, when they like something, it's a lot easier for them to express it. When they find it difficult, then they're going to block their mind, they're going to block their mouth, they're not going to participate. So yes, I always try to start the 3 C's at the first day in my class, because I believe when the students start connecting and they start communicating and they start collaborating, our job as a teacher or as a trainer or as a lecturer, as a professor, will be a lot easier from day one. But this needs to be done. This needs to be done since the first day they get into our class, and we should make this as a culture. We should make this as the culture of our class. We should make this as our learning culture. So the first day, I usually make I always choose number one. I always choose my class captain. I always have a class captain in my training program or in my class. My class captain will be the person who will work together with me in order to make sure that I have all the things I need in my class. When I say all the things I need, I don't mean like they have to bring my bag and all that, no. But I mean everything that I plan to do in my class, I usually coordinate that thing with my class captain. And my class captain will work together with some teacher assistant or trainer assistant in the class, or we call it as a group leader. So the group leader, that's why, I don't know, I think you also do the same thing probably. When you're doing a big class, even for small class of, let's say, 10 or 15 people, I always make group work or group. I always group my students in order to make sure that they can work in a smaller group so they can share ideas more freely. Because when we just ask them, like in a class base, usually they're a little bit more shy, they're a little bit more reluctant to do that, right? So yes, make sure I always have my class captain, and the second, I group my class, and the third, every group has a group leader. So I built this kind of system again at the beginning of my class. That's how I can start with the 3 C's: the connect, the communicate, the connecting, communicating, and collaborating. So the first day, I always go with that thing, okay? And how do I connect this with the bigger, with the bigger scope? Well, for some reasons, when we do our our global work in doing teacher training and then collaborating with organizations in different countries, one thing that always comes to our team's mind, that how actually by connecting, by communicating and collaborating, we can actually enhance education. And when I say enhancing education, it's not only in our class, but also inter-class or between classes. To make a bigger scope between schools, to make a bigger scope between countries, schools in different countries or different areas or different cities. So how can we actually take benefit from this connection, communication, and collaboration? How can we do that? Do you have any ideas? How can we make our connection, communication, and collaboration become useful to enhance our education, to make, to give equity, to promote equity in learning, and to promote equity in education. Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any ideas? Feel free to share.
Mr. Reddy, there is a program which is of British Council. They have launched this program 10 years back, and I am part of that program from past 10 years. The program called International School Award, which is Connecting Classroom. In this Connecting Classroom, we do, you know about it, right? So this Connecting Classroom program, which is International School Award, we involve 7 activities during the educational year. In those 7 activities, which are based on the globalization themes, which we consider as the core skills in the education system, precisely we call them the core skills of 21st century skills, the pedagogies that a teacher uses in the classroom, in a learning and in an interactive classroom. The International School Award consists of 7 activities, in which 3 activities being done with the international school globally, and 4 activities are to be done with the local schools from whatever the province is. So there are lots of mediums that are being used already, and through this program, I assure you that I have seen a vivid change in the education system. Students across the globe have connected with with students in schools far-flung areas of Pakistan, where you do not have even clean drinking water. But I would love to tell the name of a school which is in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan. The school is at the top. There is lots of distortion. I think somebody's mic is on. The school is of 169 children with 2 teachers only. So 169 students, 2 teachers. The school is at the rooftop. The school took participation in the 2nd round of the program. They collaborated through, they don't have Skype, they don't have Zoom, they don't have multimedia, they don't have charts, because the students belong to very poor families. So the teacher has his own personal laptop. The teacher shows them the laptop and the videos on them. There is no dongle, there is no Wi-Fi stick. He gets the charge through his mobile phone. He involves the students in Pakistan and other than Pakistan, and the school got 1st position, International School Award. That teacher was recommended and called to UK, and he got the invitation to visit 6 state schools. So I would say that things are happening, but what we need to do, that we need to make the use of media, we need to make the use of media very positive, very persistent, and very wise use. There are lots of things are happening, as you just said. So I would say that the Connecting Classroom program, that is promoting connection, that is promoting communication, that is promoting collaboration, that is promoting imagination, that is promoting critical thinking, and above all, it is promoting your problem solving. Because a child, what's the point of learning communication and collaboration if a child cannot solve the problem? So using all the core skills wisely, ending up after, when you claim the purpose of serving with communication and collaboration is to evaluate the evidences that we are providing, and to evaluate the evidences, the pros and cons are here. This is...
Yes, of course, yeah. Of course. Go on.
Oh, that's it from my side.
Okay, all right. So, well, I'm very aware of the Connecting Classroom programs from British Council. I've been observing, and I've been visiting some schools as well around Indonesia. That is an amazing idea, yes, that we would like to extend outside of the British Council network, right? Because the British Council, they already made great work. They've done excellent projects around the world, and I believe there are still some schools who haven't got that opportunity to take part in the Connecting Classroom. This is something that we would like to extend, but through our 3 Ps, our teaching, training, and traveling programs, as well as through our connecting, communicating, and collaborating programs that we built among teachers, among our network around the world who are not part of British Council. Because unfortunately, not every teacher around the world, they are part of these council teachers, you know, they're not part of the programs, which is also, it's difficult for these council to take care of everything because they also have like their own priorities, and we can understand that. So what we try to see is, and what we try to do as well, is how we can actually look at some great models like the British Council projects, and also some other like the United States, US reload programs. Like you have ever heard, we also have a lot of programs in different part of country, in different countries. That's amazing things that that's been taking place. So what we try to do here, what we try to see with the Global Academy, we try to expand the opportunity to those who haven't got that opportunity.
Yes.
To the schools, teachers, to the educators who are not touched yet. They haven't got the chance to participate in this kind of programs. They're amazing. They're perfect. Well, I mean, perfect in terms of the idea is perfect, but implementation is there are always challenges. There are always problems there. But we want to see how these great projects, these great models that have been developed around the world can also touch those teachers, those schools who haven't got the opportunity. And one thing that I always believe, that in order to make a sustainable program, because we don't want to make like a hit and run program, right? You don't want one program looks great only for 1 year and after that, bye-bye. Nothing happens. the program is cut. I've seen so many programs like that. It's been funded by millions of dollars, but it happens only for 1 year. After 1 year, it's gone. We don't see evidence. And we don't want that, because we want something, exactly, we want something to be sustainable. So in order to do that, we need to build a system. Okay, we need to build a system. We need to build a system that we can build together among the stakeholders of education. And how can we do this? The 3 T's, the 3 C's, and the 3 E's actually can develop this connection. How we can actually integrate all of this. So who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders of education. We start from at home, parents. How can we engage parents in the development of our students' education? In the how parents can get the chance to participate when the students are doing what you call learning. Well, inside, outside of the class, because learning today is already extended. People don't only learn in the classroom. Okay, students learn outside of the classroom. That's why today I put on my post that for me, the universe is my classroom. It's like my university of life. I can learn even from just someone selling food on the street.
Yeah.
I can learn from someone. That's why we need to make it contextual. That's why today learning should be taken outside of the class. And you're right. We need teachers to think outside of the box.
Exactly.
They need to think something which is a bit anti-mainstream. Okay? They need to think a little bit not normal, in a way to make the students also think creatively, so they can go out of the traditional learning. They can be more critical. They can be more independent. They can be more collaborative. And this needs to be promoted since day one. Since day one.
From 1 to 3.
Exactly. And we need to build it as a culture.
Exactly.
Yes, you're right.
We need to build upon.
We need to as a culture. If it's not a culture, it stops when the teacher stops teaching.
So it means, Mr. Adi, that we need to focus on the curriculum structure. We need to redesign the structure for the whole world then, rather than focusing on the ratification, rather than focusing on the remembering. Again, look, I think the educationists and the curriculum designers have forgotten about the Bloom's taxonomy, the revised Bloom's taxonomy. They still are focusing on the knowledge side. The old taxonomy that he presented, half a century back. We should focus on the ing thing. We should focus on the revising thing. We should focus on the thing that keeps on going, and it should be transferring from one generation to the other generation. I believe, including my country's education system, we should focus on the curriculum. We should revise the curriculum, focusing on all the 3 T's, C's, and E's. Since we would not inculcate these T's, C's, and E's in the curriculum, we can never produce something evaluating. We can never produce something that we get that outweighs the disadvantages. So for that,
Agreed.
we need to do something which is really outdone. We need to focus on this, being a critical thinker. We need to focus on bringing something new, novel, effective, and efficient. So the model that you are talking about, obviously the model you talk about, it's humanly impossible to bring the uniformity in all the world across the globe. No, it's not possible. We can't do that. But yes, if at our own state, I in Pakistan, you in Indonesia, Imran Sahib in Saudi Arabia, the think tanks, the education ministers, why we don't go for the education conferences? Why don't we come up on some certain thing that yes, this is where we can join hand in hand at a bigger platform? So if in such conferences, such places, we help each other to get to know that what is the most need. We need to understand the difference between needs and wants. That is my question that I raise at every forum, that we should focus on the curriculum designing. We should inculcate real-time 21st century curriculum in our education system.
Agreed, man. I agree. I agree 1,001,000,000% with you. Okay, so what I'm trying. Okay, let's try to hear from our other participants if they're still having participants around. Yes, yeah. I would like to hear as well. Yes?
I think we should listen a few words from Carmen also. She's silent from some long time, so she should.
I would like to hear from Carmen.
Carmen, would you like
Carmen,
to say? Yes. Would you like to share your experience in Brazil?
The problem is that Brazil, it's totally different from other countries. But teaching is not so different. Students here needed to be motivated with or by the teachers doing things that they like, not only like books and these traditional things that in normal school they do. And I'm not a trainer, but as a teacher, I try to do different things, motivating students, like things on the internet, because here people have access to the internet easily. Every student, or almost in my state, the place that I live and that I teach, most of the students have computers, laptops, and so cell phones, mobile phones that they can use, and they like using this to learn. So activities that motivate them to learn, subjects that are interesting about the world, all the things that is happening all over the world, and then this motivates them to learn. And if you do not have these subjects, they are not interested to learn and to pay attention in the class. So that's why I need to learn with you that have a lot of experience in teaching and training, and I would to improve this knowledge to help them, to help my students, and to help me, and to be a little better.
That's amazing comment. That's amazing. Well, that's why we're here. I mean, that's why we're all here together. That's why we want to build this connection. We want to build this communication and collaboration. This is another benefit that we would like to see when we are connecting between teachers, connecting when we build connection between teachers, between students, then something, positive will be generated. Something like sharing ideas, sharing experiences, sharing knowledge, sharing skills, methodology, and all that can be built together. So I'm also very interested in trying to transfer from what is called as concepts or ideas into practical implementation, practical application. I love talking to great academics around the world. I love listening to concepts and ideas of great way of teaching and learning, but I also need to see how they are implemented at the grassroots level. I saw some comments here that we need to make sure everything needs to be started at the grassroots, at the very basic, at the very first level. Because when we only touch, also this is to respond to Zahra's ideas that we need to think about changing the curriculum. In my humble opinion, there are two ways how we can do this movement, this global effort together. We can start top down and bottom up. When I say top down, it means that we can really approach the government, work with the curriculum center or curriculum department, and then give them our ideas, which to me, it's easy and difficult at the same time. But I wouldn't say difficult, but I would say it's more challenging. But it's something we can do. If we can hit the top level. For example, we work with the curriculum center, a national curriculum center, and then we work and then we present the idea of how we can do this 3 T's, 3 C's, and 3 E's, which in the end improve the quality of education. Will probably it will take time for them to change it, because they will need some bureaucracies, they will need some procedures to make it happen, because it needs to be implemented at the national level in a country. What I would love to do, and this is what I've been doing as well, because I've done the two. I've done top down and I've done bottom up as well in my own country. So when I did the top down, I've presented to my government, I've shared the ideas, I've shared the strategies. They have accepted it, they have taken the ideas, they liked it, but because of a lot of changes in government, a lot of politics situation in government, sometimes those ideas are halted. It's kept. It cannot be implemented because of the situation of the government, which is sometimes not very stable. So therefore, that's why I prefer to do the second way. The second way is bottom up. From the bottom, we go up. It means that we go with the grassroots level. We work from people to people, from student to student, from teacher to teacher, from school to school, from professor to professor. So we work from individual to individual in order to make sure that we can start doing something like what we are doing today. So that's why now we are connected to Dr. Imran. Now we are connected with Carmen. We are connecting with Zahra. We are connecting with Sir here. I'm seeing your picture, but I don't know your name yet. But yes, we are connecting to people, from people to share ideas, and then we start making movement. We start doing things at the practical level. So how can we do that? The teaching, we teach, train, and travel. We teach our students, and then we train our fellow teachers, and then we travel, we exchange, okay? We move from one school to another school. When I say traveling, it's not necessarily that we have to travel from one country to another country. Just start from traveling from one school to another school. Maybe you do some exchanges of ideas among teachers. Students doing exchanges of projects. Students bring something that they can share to their fellow their mates in another school. So like the connecting classroom idea. So something practical, something real that we can do. Okay. And yeah, one mind to another mind. I agree. Traveling as well. Mind travels. Okay. Mind travels is also important. So I am very excited that we are starting this movement now, and I'm so glad that we've taken our first step. I know this is far from perfect. What we are doing today is far from perfect. Far from perfect. Because we are learning. As I always said, as a teacher, you're a continuous learner. Once you teach, you will never stop learning. Okay? Once you dare to teach, then you will never stop learning. Because everything, the more you know, the more you don't know. Okay? The more you know, the more you don't know. So we never stop learning. So what we're doing today, together with you, with Dr. Imran, with Ms. Fazana, hopefully later with Carmen, with my global leaders in 20 countries, and with Zahra. Now hopefully we can work together with Zahra as well, who's got some experience, great experiences with Grace Council, great experiences with some great organizations. We can build this connection, we can build this communication, and we can build this collaboration. And who will get the benefit? Our education, our educators, our educatees, our students. Okay? So this is something that I really am excited about. This is why I want to work together with my global team around the world. This is why I want to work with Dr. Imran. This is why I want to work with my fellow educationists in Pakistan. This is why I want to work with great educators like Zahra and Carmen and everybody in this session today. So I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I look forward to seeing what we can do together. Okay, this is just a start. This is just a beginning. Like I said, far from perfect, and probably we'll never be perfect, because once we feel perfect, then we're gone. Okay, so Sonia, thank you so much. Hopefully you got something from our session today. So Dr. Imran, I'm sending this back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Abi Adi, for your beautiful words. You enlightened all of us. Actually, let me add something more. We already started some like on weekly basis. We are going to invite a different teacher from different continent, from different regions. Okay, so what is the idea behind this? That we are focusing on to share their classroom stories, So in this way, okay, because you know every teacher is facing different type of challenges, different type of and because in curriculum or in theoretical there is something else, but when the teacher is practically doing something in their classrooms, okay, that is amazing. Okay, and these challenges, how she or he resolve that issue, and how she or he deal that different kind of mentality of the students, okay, how she improved her classroom, that actually we need this. So on weekly basis, inshallah, I already talk with your team, and you also in personal window, that Global Academy and OPEP will jointly launch this programs, okay, to invite different teachers from different continents, and they will share their stories. Okay, that stories will be already will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. Okay, so the people can access to that channel also. So in the same way, different kind of trainers, like we have Zara Nekvi with us. Okay, we will learn from her also, and she will share her valuable experiences as a trainer. Okay, so we know that it's not possible for all of us to travel everywhere, but we can start some initiative, we can start something good. Okay, and that purpose we will maybe generate some traveling experience also. So thanks to all of the participants who spare their precious times and join the sessions. So if any person wants to share some ideas or some comments, we are here. Thank you very much. Samia Naz Malik, she want to say something, I think, because she raised her hand long before. Samia Naz Malik.
Little bit confused before. I didn't talk to you and I didn't attend any meeting, but now I'm more satisfied and clear. It was really a great session. I learned and even know much more about the organization as well and about the teaching training session as well. And now I came to know that what is my post and what I have to do in future as well.
Thank you very much, Samia Naz Malik. Samia Naz recently joined OPEP and she is working with us as a chief coordinator Islamabad chapter. And and we are excited and glad to that she joined us recently. But
thank you, sir.
Okay, any other participant who want to share some thing with us? We are here. Farwa is also here. She is president of our women wing, Lahore chapter. Farwa, you want to say something? Hello?
Madam Farzana Naeem.
Yes, Zishan.
Where is Madam Farzana Naeem Saiba?
She is with us. You want to say something?
Sir, mashallah, very nice session and good learning. Very nice. And keep it up. Best of luck.
Okay, Farzana Naeem, you want to say something?
It was very good and useful and valuable session. We learned so many things about all the world. I was thinking maybe these are happening only in Pakistan, but we know it is not special in Pakistan. It is a common problem which teachers are facing in their classrooms and out of the class. I think when we will sit together and we will try to solve some problems, and then maybe we will be able to give them some solution in their class which they are facing problems.
Okay. Yes. Well, can I say something?
Yes, yes. You can. Yes, you can.
You can.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Okay. When we talk about problems in education, there are good news and bad news. Okay. Which one do you want to know first? The good news or the bad news? Tell me.
Of course, I think. Yeah. Yes.
Good news or bad news? Okay. Choose. Which one?
We are ready for both.
You're ready for both. Okay. Let me tell you the bad news. The bad news is all over the world has problems with education. Do you agree? With the class, with the students, with the teachers, with the curriculums, with the books, with the materials. All over the world, every country has problems. Okay? You want to know the good news?
Yes, of course.
The good news is all over the world has problems with education as well. It means we're not alone. It means we're not alone. It means that this problem that we face in our country or in our school or in our classroom with our students is also faced by Carmen in Brazil, by Zahra in Saudi Arabia, by Adi in Indonesia, by Dr. Imran in Saudi Arabia, by Ms. Fazana in Pakistan, you know?
Yeah.
So what my point is, let's start focusing on the solution part. Let's start focusing on making movement to make things better, to make things become much better. How can we do it? I believe in one simple step. Okay? start with one thing at one time. Start with one thing at one time. What is the one thing at one time? We can start with, for example, for now, we are starting by connecting. That's what we are doing now. We are trying to connect with every potential colleagues or fellow teachers around the world who are like-minded, who are willing to share the same vision, who are willing to connect and communicate and collaborate with us. So we do one thing at one time, and then we move on to the next step, okay? So I'm so glad that we are now connected. That's already, well, now I have a new friend. I've got Zahra from Saudi Arabia or Pakistan, Zahra. Where are you based? Where are you residing?
I am from Pakistan, but soon I'll be moving to Qatar, Doha.
All right, so probably we can do something in Qatar with you, okay? So I love Qatar. I've been there many times, but I haven't had a chance to really do a lot there. So I really hope that we can do something with you, and so with our other teacher, Hisham. I saw another educator, our participant today as well. So one thing at one time, okay? Big dreams start from small dreams, all right? All big dreams start from small dreams. And all experts start from not knowing. So Carmen, I'm still learning until today how to become a better teacher. That's why I love meeting people. I love sharing. I love traveling, because that's the best way for me to learn. So all experts around the world, they are someone who doesn't know anything. And I think for me, I always enjoy for not knowing anything. So I can always learn, okay? So this is one thing that we've done, a great move, a great start. Dr. Imran, thank you so much for connecting us with all these great educators. I look forward to starting doing great things together, okay? Yeah. Just one simple thing at one time. One simple thing at one time. So thank you so much, everybody. It's been a great session sharing with you. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And inshallah, we will announce next session, whatever our model is. Inshallah, we will share with all the participants accordingly. Okay. So all the participants, please, you can type your email. Okay, so all of us will get your email. We already have, but it's very better to the global team will also get your email. Okay, and so we will for the near future, inshallah, we will share the upcoming programs, whatever collaboration model. Okay, inshallah, all the stakeholders from the global team and from OPEP will be on board, and inshallah we will share our experiences, because it's time to join hand. Okay, so together we will share our ideas. We will able to implement some programs, some projects. Okay, so it's a long journey to go, and as you said, good news for that as a training perspective also, because you see, all the trainers will get opportunity, because there is a lot of things we need to train the community. So if we choose some good trainers from across the world, across the globe, then it will be very helpful for all of us.
That's true, sir. I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm all with you. I'm ready to move forward.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fardana Naeem. I think you should conclude the session.
Thank you so much, sir. And we learn a lot from your all session. And inshallah, we will meet again. And thank you very much again from our all participants. Allah Hafiz.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Have a good night. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good day for the people in Brazil. Bye-bye. Thank you, Carmen, for participating. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Have a good time.